right? So it's 9 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. So here we go with, how we always start, right? We always start with our Pledge of Allegiance or flag salute. Ready? Oh, you know what? I think I have to stop sharing because I don't think I did the audio. So let me do it again. Share this. I have to put the audio. And here we go. And put your right hand over your heart. Now I can see you guys. Hand on your heart like this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, ready? Go ahead and make sure you're muted. Boys and girls, this week is Read Across America Week. As you know, Read Across America Week falls on Dr. Seuss's birthday. So did you know that Dr. Seuss, he was born Theodore Seuss Geisel, and he was born in Massachusetts on March 2nd. And his family actually moved to Springfield, and he was very close to Mayberry Street. That was the title of his first book, right? And to think that I saw it on Mayberry Street. So even though we read a lot of Dr. Seuss books the first week of March, it's actually a week that we celebrate literacy. We want to make sure that we promote the love of reading. We want you to read and become excellent readers because it really does open up the world to you. So to celebrate this, all this week, we will be celebrating, okay? Starting with Monday today. If you can get a chance to talk to a friend and twin up, Monday is our Thing 1 and Thing 2 day. And we want to give you a chance to, get together with a classmate and read, perhaps in a breakout room. Tuesday is going to be Crazy Sock Day. Wear crazy mismatched socks, read Fox and Socks or the Lorax. And we know it's unusual to wear socks because you're on Zoom and we can only see your head. But you know what? Bring your crazy feet to school, share it with your class, and let's see what you've got. On Wednesday, it's Wacky Wednesday. Wear the wackiest outfit you can put together and read Hooray for Diff'n'Doofer Day. So this is a chance for you to be creative. Find a few items at home. You don't need to go too crazy and show us your creativity. Thursday is when we want you to show up in your pajama. It's pajama day. It's also a day for you to showcase random act of kindness. We talked about kindness last month, I should say. But Thursday is also a random act of kindness day. And it's a day for you and your class to design your very own bookmark. And Friday is career day. So dress up for the job you want to have in the future. So do you want to be a scientist, an artist, maybe a tennis player or a teacher? Maybe you want to be an electrician or an architect. Whatever job you aspire to have in the future, try to put together a quick outfit. You don't need to buy anything. See if you can be creative and read the book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. All right, so this is the week. We know that it's different because we're doing this from home, but again, we will continue to celebrate literacy. We will continue to celebrate reading, and let's move on. Andrew, please stop. So this month we're focusing on fairness. That's our character trait. So let's see what this is all about. When we were back in school, I would often hear students say, well, it's not fair, or he's not being fair. So what does that really mean? Mr. Jimenez, let's go to the next slide. So fairness, boys and girls, it's not really everyone getting the same thing. Fairness is really about everyone getting what they are needed, what they desire, what they deserve, what's appropriate. And we need to think about things like age and circumstance, okay? So this month, we will be focusing on fairness. And you will see that we have need as it's highlighted. It's a little bit bigger. So we'll be talking about fairness in terms of what people need. But let's think about what you know about fairness in terms of school, right? So at school, boys and girls, we often hear you say, it's not fair when you're playing out on the yard. But think about this. Fairness when you're on the yard means playing by the rules, because you want to give everyone a chance, right? To have their desire, their wants met. So sometimes we want to give kids an equal chance to win. So we want to make sure that we are playing by the rules. We want to make sure we're taking turns, because everyone desires to participate, right? Everyone wants to participate. So we want to be fair about giving people chances. We want to treat all people fairly. It doesn't matter if our friends are, really fast at running or not. Everyone should have an opportunity, that they deserve a chance to participate and play. And we want to make sure we're listening to each other. That's part of being fair, so that we know what our needs are, right? Maybe, some of our friends need a little more extra time, or maybe they didn't get a chance to play yesterday and they want to communicate that to you. So we want to be able to listen to each other. So with that, let's talk about needs. Last year, we read this book together, Fair is Fair. So we want to come back and listen to it one more time, because it's important. It illustrates why everyone should get what they need. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair.
Thumbs up, yes?
Zookeeper
Yes.
loved all of her animals, but she was especially fond of hare, giraffe, and elephant. She fed them herself every day. She gave hare a handful of food, she gave giraffe a wheelbarrow full, and she gave elephant a whole truckload. They were all healthy and happy because each day they had just enough. One day they were lounging under a giant shade tree. Each was speaking about how much Zookeeper must love them. Hare bragged, "Did you know Zookeeper gives me a handful of food every day? And it's exactly enough. She must really love me." Giraffe laughed. "Well, she must really love me because I get a whole wheelbarrow full of food. What do you think of that?" Well, Elephant trumpeted even louder with a laugh. "Well then," said Elephant, "I must be the most loved of all because I get an entire truckload." "Not fair!" shouted Hare. "Why should you two get so much more than I?" "Not fair at all," said Giraffe to Hare. "Zookeeper must love Elephant more than us." Giraffe, Hare, and Elephant all looked at each other in silence. "But I know how to make things fair," said Giraffe. "When Zookeeper gives us our food, we can pile it together and split it evenly. Then things will be fair." And that's what they did. The next day they piled their food together and split it evenly. Each animal got the same amount. After eating about a handful of food, Hare was stuffed, but he still had a large mound of food. After eating about a wheelbarrow full of food, Giraffe was stuffed, but she still had a large pile of food. But Elephant ate up all his food, and he was still hungry. He gazed at the piles of food that Hare and Giraffe still had and wanted to ask for some, but he thought, "Well, Fair is fair. He walked around his pen with his stomach growling. After several days, Hare became fat from eating so much, and his leftover food towered over him, and he looked up his entire living space. Hare thought, I might get buried alive soon. Giraffe was also getting fat, and she kept tripping on piles of leftover food. Elephant was the most miserable of all. He was getting very skinny and pale, and he was also very hungry and grumpy. And even though they all said, well, fair is fair, none of them was healthy or happy. Zookeeper saw how the food towered over Hare, and how Giraffe's knees were badly bruised, and how Elephant had become so skinny and grumpy. So she called a meeting under the giant shade tree. What's going on? Zookeeper asked. Giraffe explained how they all wanted to get the same amount of food so that everything would be fair. We don't want anyone to be loved more than anyone else. Is it fair for Elephant to be hungry while two of you are buried in food? Asked Zookeeper. The three animals thought about this. Hare said, no, that doesn't seem very fair. Elephant and Giraffe agreed that it wasn't very fair at all. Zookeeper went on, fairness isn't everyone getting the exact same. Fairness is everyone getting what they need. She gave a great big hug to Elephant, Giraffe, and Hare. And then she gave each one just enough food. And they didn't care how much it was or how much the others received because each one knew that they were loved.
Thank you for that, Mr. Jimenez. So let's think about this question, boys and girls. Okay, let's just wait for Mr. Jimenez for a minute.
Okay, here we go.
So, okay, boys and girls, think about this. When the animals changed the amount of food to make it equal, was this a good example of fairness? Did they get what they needed? Did all the animals get what they needed? No, they didn't, right? The hare had too much, the giraffe had too much, and the animal didn't have enough. So in this case, does equal mean fair? And we can clearly see that it's not. It's the same thing in your classroom, boys and girls. If you think about how your teachers interact with you, sometimes they may spend a little more time with some of your classmates or you because that's what you need or that's what your classmates need. Your teachers have to do what is fair, giving every student what is needed. Same with your parents at home, right? Sometimes they pay a little more attention to you or a little more attention to your siblings, or sometimes they need to pay attention to their work or other responsibilities because that's what's needed. So just think about this. Fair does not always mean equal. Fair means that everyone gets what they need. All right, with that, now I'll turn it over to Mr. Jimenez to talk about Nutrition Month.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I know you guys have a lot of questions you want to participate, but the morning assemblies are not really for that. So you have plenty of time to talk about fairness with your teachers. So March is Nutrition Awareness Month. And nutrition has to do what you put in your mouth, right? So all of us have one body and we have to take care of that body. And the way you take care of it is what you put inside of your body and also by exercise. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what is it that goes inside of your body, because if that's important. One thing to be able to be healthy and fight diseases is to eat the right food. So let's talk about that. All right. So when you eat every day, you got to make sure that you eat fruits and vegetables. You know, half of your plate should have some kind of fruit or some kind of vegetables. You know, so make half of your plate when you're eating fruits or vegetables. You know, they could be like cut up fruits. They could be fresh, frozen, dried, or canned. Same with snacks, if you're eating a snack, it's probably better to eat an apple than it is hot Cheetos. But I know how much you guys love hot Cheetos, right? Or Takis, that's the other one that you guys love. And vegetables. I know kids, sometimes we hate vegetables, right? But there are vegetables that you love. So you just got to let your parents know which ones that you like. Like I love corn. You know, I'll eat corn over, but then I like broccoli, but I like broccoli raw. I don't like it cooked. So there's things that you love that are vegetables. So just make sure you let your parents know because otherwise it just goes to waste, right? So you just make sure they're really colorful and they're steamed. If you cook them with oil, then it's not no longer healthy, right? If you put too much oil in there. So you want to, steam them or put them in or eat them raw. Raw is good too. The other half should be grains and proteins, right? So you got to make sure that there's some grains and protein. And you're like, what's a grain? Well, like oatmeal, cereal, tortillas, right? Brown rice, bread, crackers, noodles. I know you guys love noodles, right? Mac and cheese, like mac and cheese, right? Make sure you limit the grains of dessert. But we love dessert, right? We love cookies, right? If you had a cookie or a cracker, what would you eat? A cookie? So make sure sometimes you have to discipline yourself. You have to remember what you put in your body is gonna either hurt you or help you. So a little bit of dessert is good, but not too much. You can't live on dessert alone. Make sure you have some kind of seafood, right? Like beans. This is the protein side. Protein is like it builds your muscle, helps your muscles. You have nuts. Unsalted is better than salted. Peas, lentils, eggs. Love eggs. Eggs. You can do so many things with eggs, right? Scrambled eggs, over easy. You can boil the eggs, right? So a lot of things you can do. Fish. I love fish. Who loves sushi? Yeah, I love sushi. Right. So let's go to the next one. And dairy. What's dairy? That's anything that comes from milk, right? And we get our milk mostly from cows. You can also have goat milk. But, we normally when you go to the store, we buy milk that comes from a cow, right? You want to choose it's fat-free milk. If you get the fat milk, then you're gonna get a little chubby, So you want to be a little fat-free, a little bit more healthier. Some yogurt, some calcium fortified soy milk. If you're allergic to milk, you can have soy milk. But a lot of it, you want to look also the content of the fat. Less fat is good for you, especially since you're probably not doing a lot of exercise these days and staying home and being couch potatoes. Right? You guys are couch potatoes. Another thing you can have for dairy is like sour cream, some cheese. Cheese is good. I know you guys love cheese, right? Put cheese on everything. What do you think the next thing is? And then you want to limit your treats, and try to stay healthy, right? With the treats. So look at the labels when you go buy things. Make sure they don't have a lot of fat, a lot of sodium. Sodium is another word for us kids, or we call it salt, right? We say salt for sodium or sugar. So if you look in the ingredients, a lot of things have salt and sugar. Even things that you think don't have sugar, they actually have sugar. Choose vegetable oil instead of butter and oil-based sauces and dips inside of one of these with butter, cream or cheese, right? And then drink a lot of water. I know we love soda. Soda is awesome, right? Sometimes, but it really eats away at your teeth and it's really bad for your energy. But water is really good for you. Most of our body is made of water, if you didn't know that. Your body needs water because it's made mostly of water. Okay. And that was it. So hopefully in March, you'll choose to be healthy. Try to look at what you eat, what you put in your body, because again, you only have one body. So you want to stay healthy. You want to make sure you put some good things in there. All right. So let's go to our weekly attendance awards. So you guys ready? We're almost done. All right, we're going to start with our pre-K. We have two rooms, room 1 and room 5. And the winner last week was, let's see, Miss Nickel, room 5. Next grade is kindergarten. We have 5 classrooms. Okay, let's see who the winner. And the winner goes to Miss Vardanian, room 15. Good job, boys. I see some people cheering silently. Awesome. And in first grade, we have 6 classrooms. And so there's a lot of competition in first grade. And the winner it's a tie, room 34 and room 9. Miss Casillas and Mr. Dottie. And let's see who wins this week. All right, let's try to see if we can beat the other one. And for next second grade, we got 5 classrooms, and let's see who the winner is. Miss Akopian, didn't she win last week too? All right, keep up the work. Come on, everyone else in second grade in the other classrooms. Let's catch up and let's try to beat Miss Akopian this week. And in third grade, we have 6 classrooms in third grade, and the winner is Miss Klein. All right, Miss Medina's class, Miss Danielle and Lombardo, Miss Garabagi, Miss D. Just beat Miss Klein this week. And in fourth grade, we have 5 classrooms. I didn't know we had that many classrooms, did we? And the winner is Miss Ortega. All right, hopefully we'll have a new winner next week. And our last grade, grade 5, we have 4 classrooms, and the winner is Miss Green. All right, we got 3. We got some competition. So this is a new week, everyone. We start fresh. So come to school every day. Get your friends to come to school every day. Get onto that Zoom and learn it so you can win the trophy next week. And here are some upcoming events. So we know that's Read Across America this week. And then next week is a very special week. It's when your parents get to talk to your teachers. Isn't that exciting? And your teachers get to tell your parents what you need to work on, because school is not over. So if you're in first grade, you still haven't learned everything in first grade. So you still have another 3 months. So that's what parent conferences are about. It's like where you are now, how you're doing from August to today, which is March, and then what you can do to get better as a student, because learning never stops. You keep learning until you're like 45. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still learning, so it must be for the rest of your life. All right, March 26th is Cesar Chavez Observance Day, so that's you can learn about him from your teacher, and so to commemorate him, we will close school that day. So there won't be any Zoom that day. There won't be any class. March 26th. That's a good day, right, for all of you? Right? And then, of course, we have a whole week of spring break. So you don't have to go on Zoom with your teachers. That's an exciting week, right? And your teachers don't have to plan for you, and they can, read a book and lay by the beach or go or by a pool, and not to have to think about teaching for a whole week. So they can recharge their batteries, and you can recharge your batteries to finish the rest of the school year. All right, boys and girls. So we got a couple of exciting things happening coming up this month, and also at the end of the month. So here we go. And that is it for today. Have a great day. Have a great March 1st day. And make sure you wear your crazy socks tomorrow. I'll try to go in some of the classrooms and see if I can see any crazy socks. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Monday.
Have a great day, everyone.